All right. So what do you guys want to start with? Because there's so much we could talk about. I mean, I usually do these for about 90 minutes. And I like to leave some time for call in, but every once in a while, like I get like a DM from somebody or there's some really good conversation. Actually, Irishman, let's start with you because you DM me the other week and you said something along the lines of, dude, like this shit you actually talk about works. What was your big aha moment? Like what was your eye opener with stuff that you didn't previously think that worked as far as, like advanced dating techniques that you discovered through experience does work?
Holding frame. It hit me like a train the last few months. And I think I told Jason when I was, as I said, I'm 47 and I'm in some bar and I'm making out with a 26-year-old girl. And first thought going through my head was, screw Cooper, he's right again. Damn.
Look at that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. But the thing that I learned most is it's better to hold frame and lose the girl than lose frame and live your life on your knees or live the relationship on your knees. And I went through a situation the last couple of weeks where a girl flaked on me for dinner.
Yeah. Tell that story.
Yeah. So I cut her off. And, I spoke to a couple of you guys in the community and you were like, well, don't be like butthurt, ghost her. Just say, cool, no problem. So 24 hours later, I said, cool, no problem. And then I just dropped it after that. I went on about my life, doing my stuff because I learned if she's not coming into my frame, I'm not going into her frame. I'm not going to chase her. Blue pill beta me in the past would have went after her, would have texted her and said, hey, you want to come out Wednesday instead? Some nonsense like that. So I just went on about my life. Friday, I get this text and I just message her back and I say, let's talk. So we talk and, she says she's really into me and all that. And I said, look, I just want you to know I have standards. I said, I do not buckle to those standards. You flaked on dinner. If you want to go back out with me, you're going to take me out to my favorite restaurant, which was last night. I said, and you're going to pay for it and you're going to buy me drinks and you're going to apologize. And I was like, I ZFG mode. I'm like, I don't care. I said all those things I never thought I'd say in the past to a girl. You're going to apologize to me. You're going to take me to dinner. So, all that stuff happened. We went out last night. We had a great time. And this is, one thing I want to emphasize is holding frame is not bossing on chicks or winning or getting one over on them. It's having self-respect. And I said to Moff earlier, if you're a young guy listening to this podcast and you have never walked off the lot from a used car dealer, you won't be able to hold frame. You have to be able to walk away from something that you like and like it a lot. If you can't do that, frame's gone.
Yeah. Jason, you've had some experiences around frame lately too. Do you want to talk about that a little bit and the importance of it and what you learned?
It's interesting. I was, the last kind of long-term relationship I was in, which I ended, 5-6 months ago. Things were great for the first 5 or 6 months, and then, for whatever reason, things just kind of went sideways, like all of a sudden. And one of the things I think the folks at home need to kind of recognize is that all these guys are relatively high value guys, right? All make pretty decent money. I don't know a lot of these guys like in person, but we've talked enough that this is a really good high quality group of people. And so, you really want a woman in your life that is going to match the lifestyle that you've got. Otherwise it turns to a complete mess. And, I was dating a girl for a while and it's that death by 1,000 cuts, right? I think you say like 1,000,000 concessions, where at first you're like, oh, it's not a big deal because I've got 900 other things going on. Something happens, reschedule, whatever. But then things really went from not so great to bad. And I was like, wait a second, is this, especially for me since I was married so long. So, I went back to the community and said, hey guys, is any of this normal? And all you guys are like, there's something else going on here, dude. You can't be in a relationship like this. And so that was kind of the big example of that is hey, you and I are not going to work out in this, in this kind of lifestyle. So I think you just stand your ground and it's not one of these ultimatums and if you do this, it's going to happen. It's, hey, look, I just don't date people that do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. It was literally that simple. Hey, I just don't date people that do these things. If you want to do these, that's your lifestyle. It's great, but that's just not for me.
Yeah, it's setting some boundaries and having some dignity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's and truth be told, it's a lot of things that we talked about at the very beginning of a relationship. I'm a pretty public person, at least here in the Texas market. Mm-hmm. So one of the conversations we had when we first started dating, I said, look, you're going to be judged way more harshly than I ever will. I got like a little bad boy flavor to me, which everybody's gotten used to because I've been doing this for a couple of years now. But the gals that I bring into my life, I said, look, you're going to be judged pretty harshly. There's some things you probably can and can't do. Doing shots at the networking event with all your peers is probably not something that's conducive to a long-term relationship, right? So it's stuff like that where it was like, hey, I could see the writing on the wall there. This is not going to work. So you just say, hey, I'm not going to do this, and of course, as you guys know, lo and behold, she starts texting me again and all that, and then as of I already had another conversation with her weeks ago where I was like, I don't think this is really going to work out. So in any case, following one of Rollo's rules. But yeah, that was my experience. It literally is. If you go through Rollo's book, if there's anything that you can do, the one thing you do is that frame, the issue of frame. Hey, this is my life. This is how it's going to work. Happy to have you come along, but here's the box. Here's the confines in which this is going to be successful. And if it goes outside of that frame, and again, as guys, you got to have reasonable frame. It can't be unreasonable, right? But if you can't really stay within these rules, probably got to find somebody else.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of fit. And why wouldn't you want to establish that early on, especially if you're the kind of guy that's looking for a longer term relationship with a woman to kind of enter your life and complement it. And, for some guys that might just mean dating. It might be an LTR. It might mean having kids with them, right? Why would you want to do it with somebody that's going to complicate your life? And that's why I put that emphasis on the idea that frame is important. And it's much easier to set that part of the relationship early on than it is to try to fix something a year, 3 years down the road that's already been broken and already has a track record of being broken that you need to, reassemble and try to turn into something useful. It's next to impossible, if anything, I would say.